Okay, this is grammar lesson 1 of chapter 13. So before we start today, we're going to think about the 8 parts of speech. And we're going to sing the song. And if you don't know it, I'm going to play it for you and you can follow along.
Parts of speech. 8 parts of speech.
Woo!
8 parts of speech. 8 parts of speech. Woo! Nouns, pronouns, verbs, adverbs, conjunctions, interjections, prepositions, adjectives. 8 parts of speech. 8 parts of speech. Woo! 8 parts of speech. 8 parts of speech. Woo! Nouns, pronouns, verbs, adverbs, conjunctions, interjections, prepositions, adjectives. 8 parts of speech. 8 parts of speech. Woo! 8 parts of speech. 8.
Okay, so we'll do that again next time we meet. But for now, we're going to think about every single word in a sentence is one of these parts of speech. Okay, so sometimes they look a little different. We label them a little differently, but they're all going to fall under one of these 8. So let's talk about some nouns that you might know. Like one of the first ones you learned probably in first grade, it's a noun. Did you say subject noun? Good job. All right, what about subject pronoun? No, that would be a pronoun, right? So we'll call that one down here. Subject pronoun. All right, what is another noun that you can think of? Did you think of a direct object? Oh, I'm sorry. Before you get to that one, that is true. But let's do one that you learned maybe before that in probably first grade. Did you say object of the preposition? Good job. Okay, so then now let's move on to direct object. And then, of course, direct object then points to the indirect object. That is also used as a noun. And then one more that we just learned that has to do with linking verbs. We say, we use a linking verb, subject noun, linking verb, and then PRN and PRA. So PRN, do you remember what that means? Predicate, nominative, okay? What about predicate adjective? What do you think? I hope you said no. Predicate adjective should tell you, that should go down here with our adjectives, okay? All right, what about PNA, possessive noun adjective? What do you think, PNA? When we say whose. When we say whose, this should be a clue. I have this little hint for myself here. Remember our questions we asked for adverbs and adjectives? When we say whose and we answer it, and it's a PPA or PNA, these are all adjectives. So see that A on the bottom there? That tells me it's adjective. So those are not nouns. Those are going to be adjectives. All right, so let's put that aside for now. Let's remember this up here. I'm going to keep, hopefully this will keep up here at the top while we do our sentences down here below. So why don't you answer these out loud with me? Let me see if I can make sure you can see all this. Hi. I'll just have to move it a little bit. All right, so my mom sprinkled the apples with cinnamon, okay? So let's ask our questions to classify this. Who sprinkled the apples with cinnamon? Mom. Subject, noun, okay? What is being said about mom? Mom sprinkled. Verb. Sprinkled what? Oh, sprinkled what is our direct object. Apples. Let's go back here. Let's keep going. With, we know that is a preposition. With what? Cinnamon. Object of the preposition. Prepositional phrase. with cinnamon. Okay, come back. The article adjective. My, whose mom? My mom. What answer is whose? Let me tell you this again. Whose? That's an adjective. And we label it P. Is this a P-N-A, possessive noun adjective, or a P-P-A, possessive pronoun adjective? My is a pronoun, so that is P-P-A. All right, let's divide between the subject, the verb. Mom sprinkled. This is a declarative sentence. And I'm just going to write what I need to below. Actually, I'm going to write it above. My pattern. This is subject, noun. Oh, I hope you caught that I did this wrong. Verb transitive. I had that direct object. It is verb transitive. Verb transitive, direct object. Okay, so let's go through here and I want to see if you can tell me what part of speech is each of these words. So, my, what is that going to be? PPA. Do you remember we talked about this? My PPAs. Whose answer is whose? That's an adjective. So this is an adjective. Mom, we know this is a noun. Okay. Sprinkled, this is a verb. The article adjective. What are those? Do you hear the word adjective in there? These are adjectives. Direct object. We know up here, direct objects, those are nouns. Okay. With, we know that's a preposition. That is one of our parts of speech right here. Preposition. And then cinnamon, object of the prepositions are nouns. Okay. Let's see. I would like you now to pause your video and write this one down, either on a dry erase board or on a piece of paper for me, okay? So I'm sorry it's getting cut off a little bit, but it's we slept in the basement at my sister's house, okay? So I'm gonna start it here. We might leave off house. Go ahead and hit pause and copy that sentence for me. Okay, so if you were having trouble reading that, this is house at the end. All right, so let's start our questions to classify this. We slept in the basement at my sister's house. Who slept in the basement? We. Subject pronoun. What is being said about we? We slept. Verb. Slept. What? No. In, we just know in is a preposition. In what? The basement. Object of the preposition. The article adjective. In the basement, prepositional phrase. Okay. At. Preposition. At what? House. Object of the preposition. Whose house? Remember, what answer is whose? Let me remind you. Whose house? Sister is a noun. P-N-A. And then my, who, we're still on whose. Whose house? And now this time it is we're using a pronoun. My is a pronoun. So P-P-A. At my sister's house. Prepositional phrase. All right. So now let's divide between our subject and our verb. And let's classify the pattern. That's that one. This one's going to be subject, noun, verb. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I did not write this up here. I'm hopefully you guys did. This is pattern 2. This one right here. Pattern, this is just 1. Pattern 1. Okay, so now let's go back and on this sentence right here, let's label each word as one of these parts of speech. Every single sentence in this, every single word in this sentence has to be one of the 8 parts of speech. So let's see here. We, you know this one? It's a pronoun, right? Slept, verb. In, these are simple so far, right? Preposition. The, article, adjective. That last word tells me what that one is. That's an adjective. Basement, object of the prepositions. No, are nouns. At, I'm going to slide this over. At, preposition. My, okay, PPA. Let me show you this again. PPA answers whose, and that is an adjective. And then PNA, they're the same. PPA and PNA, even though one might be a noun adjective and one might be a pronoun adjective, they're both adjectives. And then house, object of the preposition. Here we go up here, our nouns. So this is a noun. All right, so for the next one, I want you to write this down again. You need to hit pause, copy it, try your best at classifying it before you hit play again. And also go ahead and label at the bottom what the 8 parts of speech, which of the 8 parts of speech each word is before you hit play again, okay? Okay, so we're back. We're going to classify the sentence now. He offered me a job in his shipping department. Who offered me a job? He. Subject, pronoun. What is being said about he? He offered, verb. He offered what? A job. Direct object. This time I'm going to remember. Direct object, go back to the verb, make it transitive. Okay? Now, he offered job to whom or for whom? Me. That's my indirect object. What kind of job? Or this is always the same, right? Article, adjective, but it does answer an adjective question. What kind or which one? A job, okay? In, preposition. In what? If it's a preposition, it has to have an object, so it has to answer what. In what? In shipping? No. In department, object of the preposition. Now this comes back and modifies what kind of department it is. What kind of department? Shipping. What answers what kind? We know what answers what kind. Adjective answers what kind. His, oh, this is whose again. Whose is an adjective. This is the PPA or PNA. His is a pronoun. This is the PPA. Let's go back and divide between the subject and the verb. He offered. This is, oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. Hopefully you're screaming at me through the screen. This is a prepositional. In his shipping department is a prepositional phrase. This is a declarative sentence. Oh, and so is this one up here. Hopefully you're much more thorough than me. All right. Let's classify this one. This one is subject, noun, verb, transitive, I-O-D-O. And I'm a big stickler about making sure I-O always comes before D-O. You will never see in a sentence the do coming before the io. It changes the sentence and it's no longer an indirect object. Okay, so io, do, always in that order. Okay, so let's mark down here this, which part of speech each word is. So he, we know that is a pronoun. Verb, transitive is a verb. Me, indirect object. Which of these 8 parts of speech is the indirect object? We have these labeled just nicely up here. We know that is a noun. A, article adjective. Oh, that's an adjective. Job is a direct object, and that is a noun. In, we already labeled this a preposition. That is one of our parts of speech. His, PPA. That answers whose, PPA. Possessive pronoun adjective is an adjective. All right, adjective is very clear right here, just adjective. Object of the preposition, object of the preposition right here is a noun. All right, that is today's lesson. We do not have a worksheet for you to do today. We will do another lesson on Monday.